Hello and welcome to Case Closed. I'm Charlie Langton, your host. We'll soon go inside an actual courtroom in the Warren District Court to see a real small claims case in action. Under Michigan law, small claims cases may be brought by individuals seeking $3,000 in damages or less. Neither side may be represented by an attorney in small claims court, and the judge's decision is final. Now, let's take a look at the case of transmission impossible.
All right, Ms. McCarty, this is your case. Tell me what this is all about.
I had took my car in to Mr. Brown to have it repaired, the transmission. I was having some problems with it. Once I got the van back, I called them several times and took it back in, and it kept doing the same thing, but it got worse. It wouldn't even move. So I had to take it back again. So in the midst of me having the van up there, I couldn't, he called me and asked me to move the van to have it towed because I couldn't drive the van away.
Or was it at his place?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
So I went up there to get the van on a Monday, and it had been towed like that Sunday night without me even knowing.
Well, did you pay him anything?
Several times.
No, what did you pay him?
Oh, I paid him to repair the transmission.
Okay, how much?
Like $1,070.
Okay.
No, $1,030 to be exact.
Okay, you paid him $1,030.
Yes.
Well, all right, let's back up. You first brought the car into him, or the van into him, I guess, right? Because there was a problem with the transmission, but you could still drive it.
Yes.
What was exactly wrong,
I could feel it slipping, so I tried to take it in before it got bad.
Okay, now, Mr. Brown owns a transmission shop, or what? Or is he just a friend, or what?
A car shop.
What's the name of the car shop?
Eat something motorsports.
Okay. Is he the owner of that place?
Yes.
Okay, so did you know him, or how did you pick that place?
His wife.
What do you mean, his wife?
I work with his wife.
Where at?
A nursing home.
Nursing home. Okay, so that's how you know him.
Yes.
So you took the transmission into him because it was slipping. Did you pay him then, or did he give you an estimate or anything like that?
When I first took it up there, he checked it first, and then he gave me an estimate, and I paid him right then.
That was $1,030, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, what did he tell you was wrong with it?
A brake switch and a catalytic converter, and
Catalytic converter. I don't think that's got anything to do with the transmission.
it was like two different things wrong inside the trans. It's been a while ago. It's been since like February.
February of this year.
Yes.
So did you leave it there for him to fix it?
Yes.
And then you picked it up when? How much later?
Maybe 2 weeks later.
Okay. You drove it from the lot, right? Or from his place?
Yes.
How did it drive?
Maybe like a week later, I could feel it jerking.
Okay.
So I called him back, and he asked me to bring it back up there so he can check the transmission fluid because it had to flow. Said the transmission fluid had to flow through the whole trans to lubricate the parts.
Right.
The new parts that was put inside of the trans.
Okay.
So I drove it, and it just kept jumping, and then when it got to the point to where I would pull it and drive, it wouldn't move at all.
So you had it towed back there, or what? What did you do?
I had to take it back up there.
How'd you get it there if you couldn't move it?
I had to drive it in. You had to pull it in, drive, and just wait, and then just drive it.
Okay, so you sort of drove it back there. This would have been, what, a couple of weeks later, maybe?
No, by this time, I drove it for a couple of weeks, then I took it back.
Right.
I had to take it back maybe like 3 times.
Okay, but I'm saying, how long after you first took it there did you take it back the first time? Was it a couple of weeks or more than that?
Like a couple of weeks.
Okay, and what happened when you took it back there? Now this is the second time it's there.
The second time.
What happened then?
He changed the transmission fluids.
Okay.
Flushed the trans fluids.
Okay, and you took it that day?
Maybe a couple of days later.
Okay, and how did it drive then?
It was different.
What do you mean different?
It was driving slower, and it had a jerk. Like if I drive it, it would actually jerk.
Did you notice that right away?
Maybe like about 2 days later.
Okay, so you took it back?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, now this is like, when, March now, or when is this?
Yes, this is running to like March, going into April.
Okay, so you took it back now, this is the second time you took it back, the third time that it's been there, right?
Yes.
What happened then, when you took it back that time?
He kept it again and had it for like, maybe like 5 weeks. And he
5
told-
weeks he had it?
Yes.
Why
'Cause
did he have-
told me that I needed, the reason it was jumping, because I needed motor mounts and, transmission mounts. And I asked him, I say, well, that was the initial thing that he told me, you know, I needed motor mounts and transmission mounts. I didn't know. So I say, well, why is the car not moving? I say, because if I pull it and drive it, it won't take off. It won't take off. So he said he had to go back in and then see exactly what was wrong with it.
Did he say he was gonna charge you anything more to do this?
He charged me $180 to put the mounts on.
Okay, so this is after this third time that it's been there.
Yes.
Why did he keep it for 5 weeks?
I don't know.
So you get it 5 weeks later, right?
Yes.
I mean, did he call you and say it's ready now, or what happened?
No, I had to keep calling him.
And he charged you 100 and how much again?
$180.
All right, so you paid him that. So now what? You have it after that, and then what?
I have the car after that, and I actually...
This is like May now already, isn't it? Early May, something like that?
I had the car after that, so I called him again, and I asked him, I say, well, I'm on my way up there to, you know, bring the money. And he said, okay, when you bring the money, I can fix it. So when I got ready to get in the car, he said, I left your keys in the car. I turned the car on, the van would not move. So I called him.
Oh, this is at his place?
Yes, I called him, and I say, I can't move this van off your lot. And he was sitting, like crossing right past me. And I say, well, you see that I'm stuck up here. I say, how can I move this van? I said, I don't understand. And he said, well, just take it to the house and see how I drive. And I had my coworker trailing me, and she almost ran into the back of me several times, because this time, every time you pull it in drive and you come on the brake, the car stalls, it just sits.
So you got it how far?
I had to drive it from 8 Mile. I couldn't even make it home, so I had to take it around to my friend's house. She used to stay on Bringard, maybe 5 blocks away.
Did you get that far?
Yes.
And then it was at your friend's house?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
And then what happened then? Did you call him back again, or what?
I called him back, and he told me just bring it up there and leave it, and that's what I had to do.
So you did that?
Yes.
Somehow you got it back over there?
Yes.
Okay, so now this is the 4th time, right?
Yes.
What happened then?
I just had to leave it because I couldn't drive it. I couldn't move it. There was nothing else I can do with it.
Did he fix it again or try to fix it again?
Yes, he made several attempts to fix it.
Did you take it again?
I couldn't. It wouldn't move.
Where is it now?
He had it towed away. It's in the impound.
Okay, and it's still there as far as you know?
I don't know. They sent me a letter saying that if I don't pick it up within maybe a week or so, they was going to sell it off at the auction.
When did you get the letter?
Maybe last month.
You didn't pick it up, right?
I couldn't pick it up.
So you don't know if it's still there or not?
No.
Why are you're suing for $2,000, right?
Yes.
How did you come up with $2,000?
I lost a lot of money paying him and paying a lot of people in gas, going back and forth to work, because I have to pay people to take me back and forth to work. I'm not able to pick up my children to take them back and forth to school or anything.
But you only paid him $1,100, or actually $1,210. Is that right altogether?
And plus the $180.
Well, I think that's including the $180,
Yes.
isn't it?
No, I paid him $1,030 the first time, and then
Right.
$180.
Yeah, that's $1,210 total. Is that what you paid him?
Yes.
All right. Well, Mr. Brown, what do you have to say?
She brought the truck to me in March.
Well, let me ask you this. First of all, do you have a repair facility or what?
Yes.
What's the name of your facility?
One Stop Auto Service.
What's it called?
One Stop Auto Service.
One Stop Auto Service?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Now, are you the owner of that?
Yes.
Okay. And do you do transmission work then?
I have the transmission sent out and rebuilt.
You don't do it yourself?
I just R&R them.
Well,
Remove and replace them, take them out, send them out, and have them rebuilt.
okay. What do you do at your place?
I mean, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, everything else, engines, transmissions. I do do everything, but the transmission part, we take them out, we send them out to another our actual transmission shop, have them rebuilt, and they want to give me a 6-month warranty, 12,000 miles.
Are you a mechanic yourself?
Yes.
But you don't work on transmissions?
I don't rebuild transmissions, take them all apart and everything. No, I don't.
You take them out?
Yeah, take them out.
Take them out and put them in,
Yep.
but don't essentially open them up, right?
No.
Did you explain all this to Ms. McCarty?
Yeah, she knew I had to be sent out and be rebuilt.
She what?
She knew it had to be sent out and be rebuilt.
Did he explain this to you, that he wasn't gonna be doing the work himself?
After, when I called back up there, he had my car for a week, that's when he told me he had sent it out.
But which time was that, the second time or when?
No, that was the first time.
Okay, so you knew right away what was gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Brown, go ahead.
So she brought it to me in March. Transmission was slipping. Had one of the trans guys come down to my shop, test drive it, diagnose it, say, okay, needs to be rebuilt. We therefore pulled it out, sent it to him, had it rebuilt. This is back in March.
This is the first time?
This is the first time.
She said it was February, but whatever.
Well, it's March. That's when it was all
It was
done.
March. All right.
Then the truck had 156,000 miles on it.
Okay.
She drove it till September. Then it came in at
It was
169.
September?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. She said, you're saying that she brought in the...
Brought it back in for initial problems in September. That's not replaced the torque converter. She got confused with Cadillac converter.
okay, I'm missing something here. She said she brought it in February. You say March.
March.
And then she said she brought it back 2 weeks later.
No.
She brought it in March, and you're saying she didn't bring it in until September?
That's when it started acting up again.
But I'm saying, when is the second? When did she bring it in after you gave it to her? After you worked on it, or whoever it is worked on it the first time?
September.
That long? September? You said 2 weeks, ma'am. I don't understand.
I brought my car in February, and they started on my car in March. I had to bring my car back exactly 2 weeks later because it was slipping.
He's saying it was September?
I was not even able to drive the car that long.
Well, how can you guys be off by that much? 2 weeks versus September?
September, I was not driving anything.
We're talking a 6-month difference here.
I wasn't driving anything in September. I was doing a funeral in September. I was not driving in July. I wasn't driving in August. I wasn't driving in September. I wasn't driving in June.
You're saying that she brought it back in September, not 2 weeks later.
No, she called me and said, it's still slipping. I said, everything's new in it. Drive it to get used to it. The initial spot when it came back, when I took the transmission back out and installed the new torque converter, was in September. Then we took it back out and rebuilt the transmission all over again for her free of charge. She did buy the motor mounts. She only paid for parts. I never charged her any labor after that.